back on this brand new episode of Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company Dream Home Season 6. We have a beautiful home from Tirur. But before we go to the visuals of this home, let me introduce our panel of judges. With us on our show, we have Anuj Gopakumar, our Chief Architect of Kumar Group. We also have Sudha, Architect and Interior Designer from Swasti. So on this episode, we have a beautiful home from Tirur and it's called Parappil House. So let's take a look at the house.
Hi viewers, welcome to Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company, Dream Homes Season 6. Today we are in Tirur in the district of Malappuram and we have came to explore the house Parappil. So let's go in and have a look, a detailed look of the house. Parappil House has a contemporary structure. The border walls has been maintained in a simple style. When we come across inside the house, we find paving tiles all across the area in the exteriors, and there is a beautiful lawn created outside. So this is the house. We will go inside and explore more of it. The sit-out is a small portion finished with floorings of Italian marble, and on the wall side we can see some window panes are created using glass and wooden structures. And then later on when we look at the door, again it's a huge door, a middle sized door in fact, and two panes are given on both sides with blue color shades. On the exterior we have stone cladding works on most of the exterior of the house, and then there's a big car parking over here which the door opens into a formal living area wherein you can see it's a combination of dark and light shades. The curtains have been given black color, and then the walls are white colors, and we have a good seating arrangement over here. A central table is also provided. The ceiling of the living room extends to the first floor, so it gives a sense of more depth and makes the room much bigger than than it looks. The flooring is done up with vitrified digital tiles. As for the ceiling part, they have constructed a false ceiling with a combination of wood and plywood. This is the family living area, which is an extension to a artificial small courtyard which has a pergola on top of it. Behind me you can see the dining area, which is also which is an extended portion of this living area itself, and then we have a staircase which goes upside. There are 3 bedrooms on the lower level, one kitchen is also there. So let's move on and find what's in store for us. The dining hall is an extension of the living area. Again, they have used vitrified digital tiles for the flooring, and on top you can see there's a false ceiling created and a chandelier is waiting to arrive. We have 8-seater dining table over here with glass top, and on to my left side there's a staircase which leads us to the first floor of the building. There's a wash area also. It's neatly tucked away in one of the corner of the house. It matches with the style of the house, like it's a type of contemporary style is also given to the wash area as well. This is the master bedroom of the house. You can see the complete tone of the house is white, and then to do a contrast of the white color, they have used wooden color for the curtains, and then there are windows all across to facilitate cross ventilation.
What do you think about the exteriors and landscape of this home?
House as we see it is quite exciting. There's something unique to see in it. There's some things to see in it. There is a bit of simplicity as well as a little bit of contemporary. You can't really put a finger as to the styling of the house. There are curves, there are lines. Sometimes I felt that the designer has gone a little overboard by the use of cladding tiles. But he has used it judiciously in the sense that there is a good mixing of both. But I would say it has come out a bit too much. Let's say it's a 50-50 feel. Okay. It could have been a clear maybe 75-25 because the texture of the cladding has a lot of effect. So when it becomes 50-50, it overrides the plain surfaces. But the plain surfaces are not treated to the way in which it has to be treated. It's a bit too plain. It's all very straight and plain. That is another thing that is not so very convincing about the design. The compound wall also could be treated well because there's a large area of compound wall to be seen. Similarly, the paving tiles also. But I like the fact that the whole thing is white. It's very subtle and the colors are not too bright, except for the blue front door, which I didn't understand where the blue came from. But otherwise, the wood combination, Kerala loves its wood. So then you have this wood coming in everywhere, polished wood. I guess this is teak also. So then that is taken on very well with the white. So there is no other clash of colors other than the browns and the whites. So that's good. So overall, I think it's a interesting house.
All right, thank you. And what do you have to say about this, Anand?
Well, it's in a very natural setting and there's a lot of property around. I mean, this is a large property, but I felt that there's too much of paved area. You know, this you see a lot of white and grey paved area. I think they could have little cut down on the paved area and then gone for a lot more landscape. There's so much more scope for landscape, so it looks very how would say commercial or barren. Yeah, that is the right word. So that could have been looked into. The house as it is, it's simple, but it looks a little bulky, and like Sudha said, we can't kind of try to find out what kind of style the house follows. The stone cladding is too much. I believe there's so much of area, the stone cladding, and the cladding they've used is a very repetitive pattern, so it looks very artificial. There's no naturality to it. You know, it's like a cladding tile which is of a repetitive pattern, so there's no natural feel to it. So could have cut down on the area of the stone cladding, and the white walls and the wooden windows all look nice, but again there's a clash of concept.
And what do you have to speak about the interiors and furnishing of this house?
Interiors, I think, is simple straight lines. It's done very aesthetically muted. It's not very loud and bold. They've used certain things like the color scheme is fine in the sense that they've used the browns, the texture of the browns and the whites. So that is mercifully good, very nice. I also like to see the combination of the blinds as well as the curtains. The two gel very well. Usually you either choose blinds or you choose the curtains. Here we've got both, but it's coming out well in tandem. So that is also nice. I like the staircase, it's straight and nice. The dining table chairs could have been less curved. I would have preferred more straight kind of dining table chairs, but otherwise overall I think it's planned out very well, kept muted and not an overdose of anything in there. So it's comfortable to live as a home.
And do you agree with Sudha?
Well, the living room is a double height space when you enter, so that's it's a nice feature. It's kind of little tall and we have a lot of light coming in from a high ceiling. The sofas look okay, very straight lines and the nice color to it. But however, I felt that the flooring pattern was too strong. There was a very strong pattern on the floor, which was actually taking all the attention to the floor or getting distracted. So a kind of little more muted floor would have actually made the furniture jump up and everything look much more better. The white walls looks nice, but however there is no particular theme followed. If you look, the living room furniture is in a little contemporary straight lines. However, the dining room table or the dining table is a totally different style of design. So I believe there was no theme followed for the entire house. A lot of things been trying to be put in place, but it was not gelling. The stainless steel handrail going up the staircase looks very nice. As it is, it looks nice, but again it's out of place. It's not part of the theme, you know, because they're going for wood and then they're going for these things, but a wooden handrail would have looked better, but the handrail as it is look good. The bedroom has a big pattern for the bedspread, a big pattern for the curtain, then there's a wallpaper pattern, so much patterns in the room, so kind of distracts your eye.
Alright, and what do you think about the lighting, color and decor?
Yes, lighting, a lot of thought has gone into the lighting, but I think the yard lighting could have been done a little more better. I didn't see much of it, but from what I saw, the car porches have recessed lights. That's looking nice. But I thought the compound, that is the area around the house, should also be subtly lighted, and that will give it a much vaster look and better security maybe. But inside, yes, they paid a lot of attention to it. A little diamond kind of recesses along the side of the dining room. Those looked good. And you don't see too many colored lights, so I thought it was very well done. It's a simple warm lighting that has come into it. But again, there is this confusion of whether it's white light or warm light for the house, or whether the decor is warm decor or a cool one. That clash is always still there.
Right. And what do you have to say about this?
Little bit of attention has gone to the lighting in the living room. You can see a double height with the ceiling with the cove lighting, and then there's some spot lighting given. In some area in the dining, I also saw some recessed lighting. there was a chandelier or something on the in the center of the dining table. So little attention has gone, but I believe that a lot more could have been done there. And again, I thought it was more a white light than warm light, so making the house look more white, but the warm tones have been used for the furniture. So there was a clash in terms of lighting and the furniture.
Now the last aspect, which is the value for money. So Sudha, what do you have to say about that?
I think there's a lot of scope for further, growing up with the house. There are a lot of walls that are left plain, and they've used things to the right extent. I didn't think it was overdone. Maybe the bedrooms are slightly overdone, but otherwise I think the drawing living areas were quite comfortable. So I think they've done a good job with the value for money aspect.
And what do you think?
I believe that for the elevation of the house, they've spent a lot of money on the tile cladding. Wise use of that money could have actually gotten a better effect, and also in the interiors not much money has been spent, but what has been spent is getting a little desired effect. So I believe value for money is there for the house.
Let's get to the most important aspect of judgment, which is the score. So let's start with you, Sudha. On 25, how much would you rate the exteriors and landscape?
I've given it an 18.
18 on 25. And you?
I have given it a 16.
16 on 25. Now the interiors, how much have you rated that?
17.
17 on 25. And you?
I think a lot more could have been done with the interiors of the house. I've given it a 16.
16 on 25. Color, lighting and decor?
I like the colors inside. They've not gone for too many bright colors, and there is a scope for adding up things to it decor wise. So I've given it an 18.
18 on 25 again. Enough for you?
I agree with Sudha. The lighting, some thought has been gone, so I've given it an 18.
18 on 25 again. And on the last aspect, which is the value for money, and how much have you rated that?
Yeah, I've gone for a 17.
17 on 25. And you?
I have also gone for a 17 on 25.
17 on 25. Now it's time for the grand total. The grand total for Anuj is 67 on 100, and for Sudha it's 70 on 100, and for public it's 34 on 50, which is a grand total of 171 on 250. Today let's choose the topic on bathroom. So Sudha, what do you have to speak about this?
The bathroom is as important a room as any, and more so because of the close proximity that you have with the mirror and with the other activities there. So it's very important that you get the lighting inside the bathroom right. So when it comes to wash basin, the mirror, we know that the level of lighting has to be slightly high, and not only the level, the position in which the light comes onto the face, not onto the mirror. So these kind of things have to be really looked into in detail. A false ceiling in the bathroom will definitely go a long way to providing the right ambience, right kind of lighting to the washroom, and even into the bath area. It's not. It's very important that you have the right kind of light inside there.
All right, thank you so much. And what do you have to say?
Well, I agree with Sudha on the points on lighting, because lighting is actually a very important factor, and also to take the effect of being a bathroom, another important factor is the exhausting, how you properly exhaust the toilet, because you don't want it to smell like a toilet. So the exhausting systems, are a lot of new technology which has come in exhausting. There are ceiling exhaust systems where you don't even realize there is an exhaust, but it will take the foul air out from the bathroom. And nowadays we club the light switch along with the exhaust switch. The moment you get into the toilet and switch on the light, the exhaust also starts automatically working, and by the time you go out, it stops working. So attention has to be given on that area also.
Alright, thank you so much, and with that it's time for us to wind up with this beautiful episode of Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company Dream Home Season 6. So until we meet you next time, this is all of us telling you goodbye.